What's going on, guys? Xenon1000 back at it again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. I just wanted to go over a few things because there is a summoning event coming up, and everybody's talking about it. It seems like it's going to be a really great champion. Um, but there are a few things that I noticed when I was helping a friend of mine. He has Raid, he had it installed, he would just collect his daily lottery rewards, he would never play it. Then after he started to, listen to me nonstop talk about Raid and how great it is and how it's pretty much one of the only things that I do other than play my PS5 and, the single player games. Final Fantasy 16 just drops on playing that, God of War, Horizon, all that good stuff. But some of the things that I noticed that as a new player, there are things that I didn't know when I was playing, and I was like, I had to learn it on my own or go and watch Ash, Hell Hades, Chosen, Scratch, all these other people that have videos, and their content's amazing. That's how I ended up getting through Raid because I had to rely on a lot of other people, and you know, there's so much to this game that content can be created constantly. But one of the things that I was telling them is every day, make sure you do your quests every day because you'll get your energy, you'll get, the silver and all that stuff is just basically making up for what you spent on it. But the energy is definitely something that you want to do. He hates PvP, but, you know, you can find things like this is easy. So, like this, for example, people go in here with champions that are like, okay, well, throw in one champ because I need to stay in this rank instead of trying to get to the next rank because it's almost impossible. She might actually kill me, but we'll see. Cardio is the only reason that I even won that, but but you want to do just those 5 every day if you hate PvP, whatever, mainly for your Great Hall, so you can start getting this situated because you're going to eventually need to do it in order to get this champion here. She's basically what I'm going for right now. But anyway, that's the point. Do your daily quest, get your weekly quest done. You can get your shards all the time, so that way that'll help you get more champions. Events, those are the things that you would want to save stuff for as a new player. As a new player right now, what's going on? This event for a new player, phenomenal. I'm debating if I'm going to do it or not. I really want a Geomancer. Geomancer is God tier, and he is the main champion that I'm going for right now. I went for Godseeker in Neri. I got Godseeker in a 10 pool with a legendary. I wasn't expecting that, and I'm very grateful for that. I do have her ranked up, or well, actually just leveled up and ascended. There were a few things that I wanted to do before I actually got her all the way up. That's another thing. Do your Forge Pass stuff. It's free stuff. Easy. Now, I have a list of everything that I wanted to go over, so bear with me. Fashion guarding is energy, potions for ascending your characters, gear, like speed gear, is king in this game. It's insane how good it is. Just because you can get double turns before a boss or, anything. That way you can get your attacks off. Shards, fragments, silver, all that stuff. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, mainly because it is coming up, there's this event. For new players, great, you can go for it. Like I said, I'm debating because we have this fusion coming up right here. And more than likely, there's going to be a summoning event or a summon chase that is going to require you to pull shards in order to gain points to get one of the champions that you need to fuse for him. And I don't want to go in there poor and not be able to fuse him and get that champion because apparently he is going to be one of the best champions that Raid ever released. So obviously I want to go for him. I will do probably like a 10 pop at the end of this. One of the things I want to talk about though, early on in the game when you're actually getting champions, so I recently just stripped a lot of my champions because I'm now at a point where I have nothing but 5 and 6-star gear. And a lot of my champions, see, she was maxed out. She was in my clan boss team for a very long time. Still had some, 4-star gear and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to strip them all and rebuild them. And I haven't rebuilt half of my people. My 60s, for the most part, are all geared. I just have to go through them and, send them and all that stuff. But one of the things that my friend didn't know how to do was, and I didn't know how to do it when I first started. Like, I didn't fully understand leveling up champions and, food, farming them. One person that is really good to farm for food, obviously, is Diabolist. She comes from where majority of people will be farming their food and leveling up their champions. Right here, stage 3 or stage 6. Stage 6 gives you a little bit more experience. Stage 3 gives you more silver. And honestly, silver is probably the hardest thing to get in this game. It's one of the things I'm always poor on. And my friend, like I said, he was getting his daily lottery rewards, so he had 17 million silver. He was like, oh man, I got plenty of silver. I can burn through it and level up some champions and level up their gear and all that stuff. And I was like, hold on. It may seem like a lot right now, but from 12 to 16, you could burn on one piece of gear 1 to like 5 million silver. So sometimes it's not worth it when you're that early in the game and you have 6 or 7 champions that you're trying to gear just to progress through the campaign, or you need them for the certain affinity that they are. And so what I suggest, just my opinion honestly, is getting them to 12 and then farming some of your, right here, go to it, farming some of the potions to ascend them and doing your faction wars. So that way you can actually enhance the gear, which I need to do on a few people. Let me see if I have any champion that I could do it on. He has a, let me see, do I have anything here? I can upgrade it and enchant it. Because I was dumb, stripped all my champions of their gear to rebuild them, and I still haven't rebuilt them all. So I barely have anything to enchant them with. But it may be minuscule. It helps a lot. Once you actually start getting higher ones like this one, this one, this one, those give you really high stat increases, and that's going to help you later on when you're gearing for like clan boss and Hydra and all that. So some of the champions that he had, recommendations: speed boots every champion. He had Artak. We got him in some accuracy gear so we can land his skills and all that stuff. The faction guardians, when you get duplicates of them, your first 2, just start throwing them in here so that way you can actually get the benefits of them. Right here, let me see, is it Demon Spawn? It's Diabolist. I had this at one point with nothing but Diabolist in here just so I can get all the bonuses, because she's farmable, because you're going to get her through that campaign, stage 3. You're going to farm it over and over. She is a champion, though, that I would suggest get one, and every duplicate that you get, put into her to level up her abilities, because she's phenomenal. She has a speed boost, turn meter manipulation. I have her right here, not geared again, but as you can see, fully maxed out on all her skills because you can put duplicate champions into them. So she's somebody that you could get early on and be phenomenal for your team. Ash, a few other people have gone over this. I farm this one because I still need duplicates. So every time that there's like the daily where you kill 3 bosses, campaign bosses, I go here, try and get another one of her. I think I need 1 more and she's fully maxed out. And then after that point, I'll never come here again, pretty much. But she is really good because I'll bring her up real quick. War Maiden right here. Yep, see, I just need 1 more. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That perception gear, accuracy, speed gear, phenomenal. She will end up reducing everybody's defense for you, so that way your people can come in and attack. Some of the champions that I recommended to him to level up, because he had Apothecary. So Apothecary is phenomenal to level up. Apothecary is one of the best champions that you can get. If you don't get him, Diabolus is good because she has that speed. And I suggested to him just because, you know, get them to like 40 or 50 just for the affinity, because you get High Katoon for free, and High Katoon is one of the best champions that you can have. Hell Hades did a video the other day and ranked it in one of his top 20 for the epics, and I agree. She is still used in my clan boss teams on certain affinities. So he also just pulled Farak in the Fat today. I use him almost everywhere. Fire Knight. I used to use him in Spider, but now I have Artac, so don't really need him. But I used to run him with Attentum to do the spread debuffs and all that. One of the other things that he needed help with was he had no idea how to rank up the champions. I didn't know how to do that for a while. And one of my other friends asked me the same thing. So I spent hours showing them how to do it and all that stuff. So I'm going to go through it real quick because I need to level her up anyway. Right now there's an event going on for the Path of Light. It's not an event that most people care about or need to do, but I need some books for Godseeker and Eerie. So when there's events like that where it's level up your champions or use skill tomes and all that stuff to basically progress on that event or that tournament, I learned this through other content creators and stuff. Ash, Hell Hades, is when you're feeding your food into your champion. For example, I already have a few of them right here at 15. Put 2 books into not books. What are they called? Brews? Yeah. Put 2 brews into them. Got them to 15. Now they're ready to be sacrificed for food. So, farmable, easy to use as food. Always use it as food after I had my Diabolus. So we go to upgrade rank. Once you get them to their max rank, you need to infuse them with characters of that champions of that same rank. So here we go. Take these 3 because I leveled them up halfway. You don't have to do halfway. You can put 1 brew into them if you don't have a lot of brews. I have a lot of brews. Food all the time. Food. You'll get him just from leveling up your characters, running campaign stage 12-3 or stage 12-6. You'll get a lot of them, and they're just straight food. So take that, upgrade it, boom. Claim that. I have like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks on that right now. So now that I got her leveled up for food or ranked up for food, I need to go through. I got 4 of them already leveled up. I'll just show you real quick. Hit that. Go with 4 brews. Boom. Upgrade 140 for the event. Great. Works out. That's what I need. So now I'll level up my Godseeker and Eerie. We'll rank him up. I was going to save all this for CVC, but I got enough saved for CVC that's another thing that I can't stand about CVC is just a hoarding competition. It's basically who saved the most stuff to basically outplay the other person. Ash has talked about clan versus clan being a, hey, let's have our clan members fight with their champions against the other champions. The only way I ever see that being viable, and no offense to Ash or anybody else who wants it, is in a game like this, they would have to be like, here's your gear sets that you can choose from. We already have them maxed out. Build your champions, the champions that you have. So, like, if you have a champion, you can plug it in, and then they give you a list of all the gear sets. And then you can plug it in, play with it, and then you create your PvP team to go and play against other characters, other players. Because in a PvP game that like this, balance with RNG doesn't work. I played a lot of Destiny. I played a lot of World of Warcraft, League of Legends. League of Legends PvP, phenomenal. Everybody gets the same gear. They level it up. You get kills. Boom. Destiny, you can run into people who have pinnacle gear weapons, which are like top tier weapons, and you might be better than them, but they have those pinnacle gear weapons that will outplay you so hard. But if everybody has those pinnacle gear weapons, that's when it comes to skill. In a game like this where there's RNG and luck on everything, it's very hard to balance that, and there'll be a lot of poaching of players. I've been in other games like Conqueror's Blade, which I loved, and player poaching and jumping ship to another clan and another house and all that stuff, it was ridiculous there. And that's what I would feel would happen in CVC in clans in this game, because everybody would be like, all right, if you're not gearing specifically for CVC, we don't want you in our clan. Silver in this game is a resource that is very hard to get. So unless they make it where gear is swappable without paying 1,000,000 silver just to strip them and put new gear on them specifically for PvP, or you're allowed to have 2 gear sets, one for PvP and one for PvE, clan hopping will become a huge thing. And then I just don't see it happening without the silver being changed from the way it is, because I'd have to strip a whole bunch of gear off of them, fine tune them for PvP, and then strip them back to fine tune them again for clan boss or Hydra. And not everybody has money like that to be blowing it. Even Ash said it, he's a whale, a kraken, and he was like, for my epic champions, I'm no longer stripping them. I'm just going to give them some of the best gear that I have and go from there and show you. Because silver's so hard to get. But that's just me on a tangent about PvP. I'm sorry about that. Let me just go back to what I was doing. PvP's not a thing for me. Like, when I've come from so many different PvP games, balancing it is very hard. So, we got Godseeker and Neri. We're going to fill them with the food that we leveled up. Those are ones that we're going to be ranking up. So, put that in there. Put that in there. And now that we got those 4 in there, we leveled them up halfway. We got those points. We'll level her up. Upgrade her. Boom. 225 points. Like I said, I wasn't going to save this for CVC. I can get her to 60 probably in CVC. It's going to cost me 364 to do. Yeah, I got enough of those brews. Let's do it. There we go. 637 points. Take it. Send. Do I have enough? Yes. Send. Boom. There we go. So now, when CVC rolls around, I'll get the champions I need to get her to 6-star rank, and we'll go from there. That's pretty much how you level up a champion and rank them up in this game, other than, doing the farm and throwing 3 champions in there like this. I stripped my what's his name again? I stripped my Fellhound, so I haven't geared it and fully maxed it out to use him as my farmer again because he had 4-star gear, and I was like, oh, man, I really need to change out all this stuff. So like 2 weeks ago, when the event was live for, free stripping of all your gear, I stripped everything. It was like a rebalance for my entire champions. So right now, we use Hevrak. And if I want to level up any champions for food, he's who I use. And let's see who I got in here that I could level up for food just to show you guys how easy it is. Him. Her. And I like to do different affinities just in case to mix up my brews so that way I'm not blowing them all on just magic affinity or the force affinity, because those are the ones that you'll get with the Diabolist and the other demon spawn guy. So real quick, you'll see my run's like 12 seconds usually with Hevrak. It's not terrible, but I still haven't re-geared the other person yet. So for now, that's who we're using. And then all this stuff, you can pretty much always sell it. So each run can net you anywhere between like 15 to 30,000 silver. So it's really nice to be able to just run in there. If you need 100k real quick, run in there, do like 5 of them, boom, get that 100k right back. Let's see, somebody message. Okay, that was my fiance. Wanted to watch The Bachelor after I record this. I watch The Bachelor with her every time it's on, and I've been doing it for 7 or 8 years. She loves it. I'm not gonna tell her no. So we're gonna finish up here, and then we're gonna go watch that. So like I said, there's a lot to this game that it's very overwhelming at the start. But if there's anything that I missed or anything like that, feel free to comment down below. Help out the community. Like that's what the whole point of, at least for me, YouTube has always been information. I'm 30 years old. I come from the time where internet wasn't even a thing to where now internet is a thing. And trying to learn things back then, it was like you had to ask around, go to a library, all this stuff. Now it's a beautiful thing to have the internet. You can just go to YouTube, look it up, and be like, hey, oh man, awesome, I can do this now. Thank you. So for me, internet, YouTube is a great thing. Like I said, I was gonna save that for the fusion, but I need to get some of this anyway. So we're gonna do a 10 pop. Let me sacrifice some more people just to clear up some inventory. There was 2 other things that I wanted to talk about that I want to make sure I get through on that. We talked about some gear, some bunch of other things. Let me see here. Rank up this one real quick. Upgrade rank. Don't need that. Those were all food. Upgrade that, and then upgrade the level because it is gonna be food. Go 4, 21, boom. Okay, and when you are using brews, make sure you're using the affinity for that champion. Otherwise, you'll get a lot less. Let me show you real quick. I'm not gonna use it, but I'll show you it. So here we are. Upgrade rank. Do I have food for him to upgrade him? Let's see. I got 1, 2. I need more food. Okay, well, let's just throw something. So you'll see all these that I marked. That was what I was going to talk to you about. I marked specific champions with these symbols just in case I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I need to level up this one, maybe I want to keep this one around. The ones that, and I told my friend to do the same thing, because honestly helps out so much in knowing which champions you're going to use for food and which champions you're not going to use. So when you don't know them all, like off the top of your head, you can go in there and do this. So like he saved. This one's going to be food. You can come in here and put build 1. You know it's going to be food. Build 1. You know it's going to be food. And you just keep doing it over and over again. Now for people like him, I'm going to save him to put into another champion. I'm going to keep him around. Hard him. He's going to go in for a skill tome on my other one. Think I got him in here. Maybe, possibly. Nope. But that's just what I do. So that way I know which ones are food and which ones aren't food. So that way it makes it easier when I'm going through and I'm trying to upgrade them. I'm like, oh man, she's food. She's food. Can't remember if I need to feed him into another acolyte, but... And you'll eventually learn which ones are food. I'm not going to go through that. That is another video if you want to do that. But you'll learn. You'll watch other people's videos. You'll learn the abilities. You'll be like, okay, well, this one might help me here. This one might not help me there. So food or not food, go from there. So let's do this real quick. Upgrade the rank, and then we'll do that 10 pop. If I had more space, I'd do more, but I could buy some space real quick just to do a 20 pop real quick. We'll do that. You can use the chickens. I'm just not, because I need to level up the champions and I need to clear up space in my champions in order to actually do that 10 pop. Boom. Level up. Put in 4. Rank 21. Okay. Let's go champ. This is another thing that I mark specifically for as well. So my reserve vault is nothing but champions that are in the faction guardians. Usually they're dupes anyway, so I just throw them in there because when you put it into the reserve vault, they can't have gear on them. I didn't know that at first. And then it was like, when I was trying to transfer the champions over and they were like, hey, you're going to strip all these gear? And I was like, no, I don't, not what I want to do. So now I strictly use it as a faction guardian vault. Store all the ones that I have in faction guardians. Oh, we got to take out 2 of these. Put them over here into the master vault. So you'll see in here I have some that I use that are faction guardians, but they're geared. So we can't put them in there. So let me take out those 2 real quick. Put them over to my master vault. See if there's any in here that I can transfer over that I'm not. He's definitely... Oh, wait. He is geared. It's terrible. I didn't strip him during that event. They're not. So put them into the reserve vault. Easy. Keep those as your reserves. Increase it when you need to. And if I increase this right now, I can do another 10 pop. So we'll do that. Who am I going to store in there? Store all my legendaries that I'm not using currently. And not using him, not using him. Still have to gear out those. That's 9. 10. Let's go with that. Wow, that gave me a lot of free space. Boom. Okay. So we can actually do a 30 pop. We're going to do a 30 pop right at the end of the video. So let's do that real quick. Geo. Geomancer is who I want. Let's go for it. Oh. Alright. I'm going to do this just because. I'm going to go to my artifacts. Because I want to get this done quick. We're going to sell a bunch of these things that we may or may not use. That's good. Maybe. No. I go through all of them and be like, alright, maybe this one will be good and maybe this one won't be. Base stats, getting rid of those. Percentages, getting rid of that. So that's 80 grand right there. Rings, I think I should have a decent amount to get rid of. What's this? Crit damage. Crit damage with HP and resistance. Crit damage is rare to get, but it's terrible. I don't know why I have so many banners. Accuracy. Ugh, need that. Oh, we got a better one there, so we'll get rid of that. It's 180. Attack and defense. Let's see. Oh, we'll get rid of that. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, in order to gear for PvP, you're gonna need stuff with resilience, just like you have a resilience set in World of Warcraft. At least I think I haven't played World of Warcraft in like 10 years, but you had to have your full-on PvP set, and then you had your PvE set. Same thing with Destiny. You have your PvP set, and you have your PvE set. Feel free to skip through this video part, you know, when you're going through, because I am just going through stuff as quickly as I can to be like, all right, this might be trash, just to give me a decent amount of stuff. What's that? Nope, nope. We need the accuracies. Attack, HP, and speed. Speed is king. Gotta save those speeds. Okay. Farm spider, when you actually can start the farm spider. This is why. Because the amount of money you get for sacrificing accessories compared to other loot, insane difference. Crit damage, attack, crit damage, resilience. We can get rid of that. Okay, so 430 right there, easy. Let's do it. Go in. 200k. Geo. Oh my god. These are all terrible. Alright, we're going again. Still need another 200k. And not a single epic in that one. And now we need silver. And just for you guys, so that way. No, that's a lot. Wait. I can get silver this way. 220. We'll go with that. we get 10 shards back. Alright, let's do it. Oh, we gotta claim it. Boom, boom. Let's go for it. I have no idea who that is, so we'll see. Yo, was this that champion that I think YST was talking about with Ash in another video? Attacks one enemy has 50% chance of placing 5% for 2 turns. Attacks one enemy has 75% chance of weaken. Oh. Oh, wow. So he would definitely be good for a clan boss. Because he increases his damage by 20% if they're under poison. And I use Farrak in the Fat, who already puts a poison. And then he'll put poisons. Okay. I don't know who this is, but he looks freaking amazing. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Has 10% chance of stealing 1 random. Attacks all enemies. 50% chance of placing 50%. Places on all allies for 2 turns. Also fills. Oh, that is really good. And I love the name Yojimbo. Because I love Final Fantasy. And he was in Final Fantasy X. Well, that's it for the video. Thanks for sticking around really long. You can skip through the things that you don't need, but I appreciate it. And like I said, comment down below, help out other people. That's all that YouTube is really for, man. Build a community, help people out, learn from each other, make everybody's life better one day at a time. Take care. Peace out.